Dan, the sky is not falling, but the Jets did lose their opening game. Sometimes it feels like we're right back in that same old hamster wheel, man, just rolling through. But I have hope. I have faith, and I believe in this team.
God bless America. All right, welcome back, everyone, to Jets Therapy, breaking down the previous game. It was very Jet-like. The ultimate thing would be like the Jets have one of the best offenses this year, and we have one of the worst defenses. That would be the most ultimate Jet thing to ever
That'd be
see.
it, right? Yeah.
But I mean, dude, just
who knew JFM and Quentin Jefferson were that vital to our defense?
Yeah, who knew? Who knew they were holding literally everything together? I mean, just quick takes in response to the game. Like you said it. I'm not hitting the panic button. Sky's not falling. Like we just played the best team in the NFL, arguably.
Exactly.
We have, I think, like they know who they are. They are established. They're a Super Bowl team. They have essentially nothing to prove. The Jets, and Saleh said in his press conference today, like a lot of the guys were going outside of what their jobs were, what their assignments were, trying to make a play, trying to make a big play, trying to make the splash play, and it just wasn't working. So, this is going to be a year where hopefully you see just like a slow build throughout the year. Like Rodgers just needed to finish a game healthy. He just needed to know he could do that. We have all the guys kind of on offense still gelling. So they haven't really had a chance to put a lot on tape, and now they did. So the defense is definitely a concern, though. I mean, they had our way with us, completely outcoached, 100%. That was just it, just completely outcoached. It was like they knew if we were trying to defend the pass or defend the run, they were doing the opposite. I mean, that's Shanahan's offense. So tough game. I'm not putting too much stake in it, but definitely some coaching. I would say definitely concerns more on the coaching standpoint than anything else.
I mean, I think that's kind of, shades of what we've had in the past of like, we see flashes of greatness. We see flashes of bright spots, and it's like, was the coaching the issue, right? And I think we always come back to that. And I don't know, man, I'm chalking it up to 49ers, probably our toughest game of the season, right? Like right off the bat, probably our toughest game of the season.
Yeah.
On the road against the second best, the number 2 team in the league or best team in the league, depending on how you look at it, right? So
it was fun to see 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's
it was.
We don't get to. I have like a lot.
Tyrod getting a touchdown is great. It's fun, and Allen was our second one. Like I get it, but like that's like garbage time, right? You don't like. Yay, it's great for fantasy. Yay, it's great for bets and things like that. But like, it didn't mean anything. We weren't gonna win the game. We weren't coming back.
We did things. I mean, scoring a touchdown though in the first quarter was just like, okay, this is different. This is different.
Yeah.
I mean, it took us 5 games to do that last year to score any points in the first quarter. So it was a very different feel. And like, I haven't, despite the woes of the offense and despite them struggling, I haven't felt what I felt when I was watching the Jets game when we had the ball on offense, like just optimism. And like, I wasn't just constantly hoping that we go back to defense so we can pick it, because that's how Jets fans felt. Like we were less confident, obviously, on the offensive side with Zach, but with Rodgers out there, there's
always a chance, man, right? And
I think
he's
going to figure it out. He's going to figure it out. Truly, he's going to get other guys involved. I know that he was all over Garrett and Brees. Essentially, it was pretty much Rodgers, Garrett, and Brees. I mean, that was the whole. I mean, I know Lazard got the touchdown catches, but like, yeah. So we'll see. Yeah. I'm not freaking out yet.
All right, dude. So for those who may be new to the channel, when we do our breakdowns of post things, we do a gas and a break. We know Saleh loves gas and breaks and smoking that gas, dude. So
is that even his slogan anymore?
All gas, no break. I have no idea. I don't think so.
He doesn't even say that anymore.
AGNB, baby. But anyway, we're going to stick with it. It's ours now. We took it. This is our saying now.
God, we're adopting a Saleh-ism. That's a bad thing.
So gas is things that we did well, break is things we didn't do. So what was your gas or happy about this game?
Offensive line, I loved what I saw.
Love that. Yeah.
He had tons of time. I mean, yeah, he got pressured every now and then, like you're going to, but there
Yeah.
wasn't just
I think he only got sacked once, which I think is
yeah,
pretty good.
got
Very
maybe
good.
knocked around a couple times. But I mean, you're just used to Zach Wilson running for his life, can't sit in the pocket, has to continue to scramble on top of a million other things. But like, yeah, he looked like he had time. I mean, if that's the offensive line play that we're gonna get, especially versus that 49ers defense, dude, Rodgers should have time to throw the ball this year. So I
I
think
agree.
the guys up front did their job and gave him time. And I think the more Rodgers gets that and the more he gets comfortable just playing football, he hasn't played in 2 years, the better.
I agree. I do. I think, I'm not going to take that, but I 100% came out of that game thinking that our pass protection was now our run couldn't go anywhere, right? Which
Yeah.
is kind of flip flop from what we've seen in the past. But now that pass pro is there, and I think Rodgers even said today, he's like, now he's going to feel a little bit more, he had to get through that game. He had to get through it, get hit. Now he's going to feel a little bit more to start scrambling around a little bit. And as you said, dude, he'll get more confident in himself. I mean, he hasn't played in over a year. So, but yeah, my guess is that Rodgers made it through, man, like made it through the entire game and like honestly looked pretty good. I think there were a
Yep.
few, probably quick throws or off throws, but like give the dude a break. He's 40 years old, coming off an Achilles. I mean, he's still a phenomenal quarterback. That throw to like all of those throws to Garrett Wilson were phenomenal. I think it was like, okay, after a few, we see some other people here not really working. Like, we're going to throw it just to Garrett Wilson. That free play to Lazard, like that's vintage, literally vintage Rodgers,
Just
like
steals touchdowns with that stuff.
phenomenal play. Yeah. And I mean, like, he knew that. And I kind of like that Lazard has that because Lazard knows that from his time in Green Bay. So it's like other people will start getting into that feeling now of, okay, if we got a free play, I got to run a vertical. I got to run an out route or, get there and he's going to give it to me. So, yeah, dude, Rodgers coming back and looking pretty good, in my opinion, was my gas. Just pumped to see it, man. Just pumped to see it.
Yeah.
And I
No,
agree
I
with you.
love it.
Optimism on that offensive side of the ball because we actually have a legitimate quarterback who can throw it anywhere on the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And the biggest thing, and I'm just going to use this as my break, but just Rodgers not having the chance to even just be on the field. They said that was the longest in his whole entire career that he's ever sat on the sideline. So the
did
49ers,
not know that. Wow.
yeah, those 49ers were essentially just nickel and diming you little by little by little, just like don't let Rodgers on the field.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because what happened was there was like a 6.5, 7 minute drive or something like that to end the second quarter. And then when they came back on the field, they had that next big drive. Salah said that the offense was on the sideline for over an hour straight, just standing around. So, like, that is something that's not going to happen very often, if
No.
ever,
No.
again. So, the defense led up 8 scoring drives in a row. That's absolutely
Over
insane. That
450
doesn't
total
happen. That
yards.
doesn't happen.
I
So,
think
a little bit
that
of maybe the moment was a little too big for them right now, but again, you just hope that this is a team that just builds off of this. Like, and who's to say that this isn't something that fuels the fire for the rest of the season? This is something maybe that guys can say, hey, this happened to us, and now we keep
get the
talking about
spanking out of the way early. Get
top
the
five
spanking out of the
defense,
way early.
and maybe a little fuel to the fire even more than they had before of like we just got embarrassed in front of the whole country. So
Yeah. Maybe we see maybe yeah. Yeah. I'm not even gonna say it. Not even gonna say it. Over 500 yards, not over 400 feet, over 500 yards they
yeah,
dropped on us.
yeah,
That's unbelievable. And I think that was like that's my break, man. The defense just didn't show up at
yep.
all. Looked good in the first quarter. I'll give them that. But then they figured us out. I don't know if it's
Shanahan
Shanahan's
makes
connection
changes,
to
and we
to
do not.
Salah, but like, dude, figured us out. And then what's his name? Mason ran all over us. All over us. Um,
I think either one of us could have run some of those plays. I mean, the holes were just like gaping.
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And
So, I mean, it's
yeah,
like I said when we first started, a well-established, well-oiled machine that we
they
just
knew
went up
they have
against.
their identity.
They're
We
ready
don't
for the
yet.
bright lights. They're ready for any adversity. They're ready for the biggest moments. And our guys kind of showed it didn't. You had that weird thing with Sauce where you got the wind knocked out of him and just sat on the
I think it was
sideline.
a stinger. I think it was that shoulder play. Like I think he hurt his shoulder.
Yeah.
and just
He
had
said
like
he
a
would get
like
his
couldn't
win.
feel it for a little while or something. I don't know, but like I, Sauce is phenomenal in coverage. I think I mean, he missed multiple running tackles, and it's
He can't really tackle.
not always his job, right? Like he's that last line of defense. I get it. He's had that phenomenal pass breakup on Ayuk, right? I think, or
Yep.
no,
I think it
Jefferson
was
Jennings on Juwan Jennings. Um,
okay.
and dude, it was just he's unreal in coverage, but we
Yeah.
couldn't. I don't think anybody on that defense could tackle yesterday. So it was
Yeah,
just
it was not good. It was not good. I
they were
mean, this
finding the holes in the zone and all, and so it will fix it. It will get the ship
yeah.
right.
I mean, next week is the test, right? It's like the true test of like, okay, you bounce back and you look good, you win 27-14 or whatever it is. Like, okay, we can function at a high level as
We
well, but
pop two off. We're 2-1. I think somebody said that today, right? We pop off two wins. We're 2-1. Who cares about what happened? We
yeah,
lost
of
to the
course.
Niners in week 1, right? So I mean, that's the way we got to look at it. But we've got to now go out and actually do it. And I think that's what we've seen with past Jets teams is we got to let down. Can we stack those? Can we come back? Can we turn it around? And can we stack those wins? With Rodgers, I like to think our chances are better. History tells us, I don't know. You know what I mean? So that's the internal battle of a Jets fan, man.
Yeah. Dude, I still I have a lot of optimism on the offensive side of
Yeah.
the ball. I really think like they're gonna have some fun this year.
Yeah.
I really do. I mean, you could see it. You
I
could
agree.
see it. I think this was
Do you
more
think we need Devontae Adams?
need, no, but if you want to be a realistic late playoff team, then maybe,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Do you
it
think
really just depends on how involved we get Mike Williams when he's like truly
that's
involved.
true? I was happy to see him on. I was happy to see him get some reps. I knew he wouldn't play much.
Thought he would get a
Pumped to see him
catch.
get some reps. Surprised at the lack of play from Braylon Allen and Corley, man. Like I feel like we
Yep.
didn't even see them at all.
Yeah, I saw Malachi Corley on there for one play, just kind of ran around,
A
but
few little, yeah,
and Braylon Allen, he would have been a great 1-2 punch throughout the whole game. Like you could
oh,
see it at the
yeah,
end of the game. Like, why is he not playing more earlier? Like, especially on some of those short yardages things. Like, Brees is still a little bit. I mean, he's a bruiser, but he kind of tries to find the hole a little bit. He has that finesse where like Braylon Allen just tries to just run every single guy over.
yeah.
So like on a 3rd and 1, honestly, right now I would rather see Braylon Allen.
I
So
agree. Keep Brees fresh. Don't run him to death.
yeah,
Like we're gonna need him at the end of the year. So why not see what we got in Braylon Allen at the beginning of the season? And I don't
yeah.
know. I think our personnel will change because like, did any tight end get targeted yesterday by Rodgers? I don't think so.
Not that I saw.
I saw Conklin got
Conklin
one
had his
catch for
first,
6 yards, and
he had that one catch late, yeah, in
I
garbage
think it
time.
was from Tyrod Taylor.
Oh, it was. It definitely was. Yep.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
that's unreal to me. Criminal.
Dude, I mean, Mike Williams, Xavier Gibson, Malachi Corey, Ruckert, Conklin. Nobody caught a ball from Rodgers. I mean, how is
Yeah.
that even a thing? And I get it. He wants to go to Garrett and he was trying to feature his best players and in the one of the bigger games of the year. And, it just didn't work out. We have a lot there. This is a team that I think you kind of right the ship, I guess. I thought we were going to come out with a little bit more heat to start the season, but maybe it's a slow build throughout the year. So we'll see.
Yeah. Long season.
Yeah.
This will not be the end of us. So
All right, everybody. Well, thank you all for watching. We'll be getting together again. Short week for us too, Gordon. We got to get together probably on Thursday and make our preview. And I think we'll be a little more optimistic about this one, even though we felt good going into this one too. So
yeah, you never know.
we really did.
JTS.
All right, Jets. Bye bye.